Hello, and welcome back to another week at Obscura Undead, where we have some awesome music recommendations for you.
Yes.
I'm Mouse.
I'm Elsie.
And this Monday, we have for you the band This Cold Field out of Adelaide.
Cold Field.
This Cold Field.
No, it's The Cold Field.
Is it?
Yeah.
Crap. The Cold Field. I've been saying it wrong in my head this whole time. I apologize.
With their album Hallows?
Hallows. Hallows.
Hallows.
We will get it. They're from Adelaide, Australia. Another band out of Australia.
Yeah, I feel like we just had one last week.
We did. So this is a 10-track album that came out on August 6th. What can we say about this band? I mean, they're Bandcamp poetry. Says they are darkwave post-punk duo. Their influences are Black Marble, the KVB, Cold Showers, the Soft Moon, Ritual Howls, Lebanon, Hanover.
You hear all of it.
We love all those bands.
Yeah, we love all of them. You hear all of it. And honestly, it's exactly what you expect from a Cold Transmission band, too.
Exactly, because they have this cold aesthetic in their darkwave. It's like this hazy atmosphere throughout the music.
Yeah, it's like Doomer.
And it's even on the artwork.
Yeah, it's all foggy and shit. And
yeah.
No, the album artwork perfectly tells you what the album's going to be like. It's going to be foggy and hazy and simple but complex all at the same time.
Isolated and all of that. All of their album covers are like this, and all of their albums are like this. They have a very solid sound.
Yes.
I really enjoy this band. It is made of Ian Messer on vocals and guitar, synth, and drum programming, and Heath Newberry on bass.
Yes, with some additional guesting on guitars and acoustic drums by Mark Jennings. The first track that we want to talk about, though, is track 2, Endless Ending.
There is a video for this, and that was when I first noticed that the song, it's like this fast-paced post-punk track that reminded me of a Twin Tribes song.
It did remind me of, which song is it? The one about throwing the snake on the fire.
Is it that one?
I thought so.
Isn't that the river?
I thought it was.
Anyway, I heard the Twin Tribes lyrics in my head. It's just a style that was very comforting and very familiar. Still, it's a very beautiful song. I really loved it a lot.
The way the bass had the rhythm on this track, it was fabulous. The vocals were a bit clearer, still heavily reverbed. So if you only listen to the first track, this is different. Listen to the track too. The vocals are cleaner, they're less fuzz, but they're still distant, like you're hearing them through a fog, and they have a couple of fake outs in the song where you think the track is ending.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't. It's endless ending.
I actually really love that.
I liked it too. It was really great. It added a dynamicness to it, and it never came back in quite the same way when the track kind of roared back in. And I liked that. I liked the fake outs. They were very good, very well done. Not at all irritating.
Are there any other tracks that you liked?
I really also enjoyed She Bathes. This is where we got a bit more darkwave. It's so darkwave on the album. I liked the synth domination of the track. It was slow and bleak. It did start to kind of pick up and brighten about halfway through, which I wasn't a fan of, but it then went back to the moody darkness, which is where I want to be.
Oh, it's gone back to dark. Good.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thanks.
I really liked the track called Reaching for Things You Cannot Hold. It had this classic post-punk melodic loop. And when I say classic, it just sounds so simplistically like a perfect, catchy post-punk tune you would hear by Lebanon, Hanover.
That's interesting you say that, because that's the one track on the album that I kind of felt added nothing.
Well, I did have some notes that there were some parts where I thought the synth was completely unnecessary because the guitars were enough. The guitar and the bass were enough. But this one, I still really liked it, though. It had this atmospheric synth keys to it, and it wasn't overused, and it wasn't plopped on, and it left room for the bass and the guitars to breathe, and it didn't sound aggressive. I really enjoyed that.
The track after that, though, Beauty Expired, I felt returned exactly to that bleakness that I just really enjoy about this album overall. It was still very energetic, had a great beat, and just had like this big swell halfway through the track with that like fallout, kind of like what we heard on Endless Ending, but not as sharp. But the lyrics on this track, this was when I got the point where I got to the album and I was just like, okay, I need to actually start reading along with the lyrics, because I swear to fuck, this album, the lyrics deal with heroin addiction.
Wow, that's quite specific.
Well, they talk about opium and veins and like rushes and throughout the entire album, and I really think a lot of the album kind of deals with that. I could be completely wrong. Hopefully the band chimes in and tells me, but that's just what I got from reading the lyrics throughout the entire not just the track, but the entire album. And this is why I love when bands put their lyrics on Bandcamp. Thank you. Is because you can read through them and draw your own conclusions, especially when you have themes that go over multiple tracks like this.
The last track on the album is called Into the Light. I really enjoyed that one. It was light, airy. It had this Cure vibe.
That's what I hated about it.
Well, to me, it sounded like a distortion of a Cure song. Mm-hmm. I wish they had actually tried this a little bit more throughout the album. And what made it a little bit different was it had like these Ian Curtis style vocals on it, mm-hmm. and then this wobbly, dream-like synth, and it sounded like a fever dream, and I really enjoyed that.
It's a great track. It is. I admit, it is a very well done, a very good track. It has all those elements that you say, but it ended up leaving the album on this kind of like hopeful note.
A high note, yes.
I really didn't want the album to do. I didn't want it to have to end on more of like a happy, peppy, things are gonna get better ending, and that just...
It still sounded dark to me. Like it sounded like a light in the darkness, mm-hmm. or like hopefulness at the end of like a drug trip. So maybe it fits still with your theory on what the lyrics are about.
Oh, probably.
But there's some hope at the end.
I just didn't want it to have like a hopeful ending. I know that's such an idiosyncratic thing of me to say. It's a great track, but I just wanted the whole album to be sad.
All right, that's all right. Okay, to each their own.
Sorry.
So what's your lyric you're gonna pick?
So, my lyric pick is actually from Endless Ending, and that is, took a pill, so leave me alone. Opiates are now a syndrome.
Excellent. Great. All right, I'm gonna leave you with one more thing. It's gonna be super quick. Not everyone has to like you. Not everyone has taste. That's it.
Oh, yeah, that was a really quick one.
Yeah, no, I said so.
Yeah. We'll see you all later then.
All right, bye.
Bye.